Hey, I'm Foxhuff. So, Ogre got buffs. Big surprise, right? DLC character, one patch later, he's gonna get some stuff. Did that stuff really improve his overall strategy, his game plan? Is he doing the thing all the better? What changed? What did he get? And what didn't change? What didn't he get? So I'm going to get into all the nitty gritty and hopefully by the end answer the same question that I posed on release, which is this character doing it in this meta? Is this character competitively viable today? So I'm going to answer that. Let's get into it. So first things first, Ogre got a movement buff. Specifically, his dash block buffer got a lot better. In this previous patch, if you tried to repeatedly dash block too quickly, it was really easy to get 6B. That actually has happened to me in bracket before, and it has felt really, really bad. This new input is way more lenient. You can really crank these out now. Okay, next up we have Ogre's normals. Starting with 2A, the range was just slightly increased. There's actually now a bigger difference between the range of his 5A and the range of his 2A. Next we've got 2B. I'm trying to show in this example pre-patch that you didn't have as much time to sit on this normal before other things. Now you can actually use it to manually stabilize some of his corner routing. 2C went from -3 to -2. Here's me trying to do 2C and then hit 236A afterwards. You see I get hit out of it. Here, because it's -2, it can actually full combo trade with 9-frame pokes like Byakuya's 2B. Next up is 5B, which is noticeably buffed. The range is greater. It is -3 on block down from -4, and it has more utility in combo routing. Increase 5C is used in pressure a lot, and the lower hurt box got reduced a bit. It used to be that 6C could not OTG. Now, as of this patch, 6C can OTG, and this opens up some nice routing. Now, semi-universally, dash normals got improved in terms of starter proration. They do more damage, so now his obfuscated high-lows behind bomb are leading to 4K. JB's untech was improved, and the JC hitbox was increased, so between the two, air-to-airs are now a whole lot more viable. Okay, now let's get into the special moves. Let me rip this band-aid off immediately. Force function still cannot be whiff cancel. That did not change. But it was slightly improved in its recovery. Now when I say slightly though, I mean like 1 frame. It is really, really not that different. Actually, the recovery of jump force function is a little bit more noticeable. But between these two, you probably couldn't tell, right? Jump force function was also given a little bit of a better angle to hit. And while I can't notice it myself, I'm told the extended hitbox has been improved. A very noticeable change is the frame data on his air projectiles. So they're now several frames better on block and on hit. This makes them safer to use, more effective, more rewarding, and more swag in combo routing. The B fireball was also given an excellent change. It is now air actionable. So when you do it from about round start distance, you get a nice falling JB. You can do it closer and kind of gimmick them with another fireball. From this round start distance, it is a safe jump, and from further out, it's just gapless. It may also have some potential Oki applications. Most whimsical change this patch. The B fireball cancel window was also improved, so now we can all the more gimmick with it. Something that really bugged me last patch was not being able to get a good reward off of 214 AC, but now it leaves the opponent always in a range where you get a stable pickup. The initial hitbox of his BDP was slightly buffed, so it's reaching the ceiling better. Now this is a big one. It used to be that whenever you used a command grab ender, the frame data was variable and was never really that good. Now, the frame data is always plus 33. It doesn't matter if it's at the end of a long route or whatever. And this means that all of your projectile Oki is double digits plus on block, and you also get a safe jump. And this safe jump is safe all the way up to 5-frame reversals. Now believe it or not, that is not the biggest change. The biggest change was on his 236 series. In this previous patch, you kind of had to be godlike in order to actually get a confirm off of it. Even in the corner, the damage was pretty whatever. This was definitely the special move that you wanted to hit the opponent with the least. So what used to be the least valuable is now just his best starter. You are going to be using this a lot. The B version is a 6-frame head invul move, and the A version is 7-frame startup, so just lightning fast. Now, before, whenever you front loaded like this, whenever you got a detonation using 236XX, the damage was always a little less, because what you actually wanted to do was, instead of detonating early, you wanted to just front load as many high damaging special moves as you could before the detonation went off. So everything was manual, and you just really had to be on point with your timing. Well, now, instead of doing these manual timings, it's more just anytime they're glowing, you go ahead and press 236XX and you get your best damage. No special timing required. And again, this leads into your plus 33. I feel like I may have had a small hand in this change because pretty early on, this was something that I requested. I said, hey, I want more damage from 236. And Komone definitely delivered. Before, we were not getting quite to 3.3 from this sort of punish. Now, we're hitting 3.3 in the first few hits of the combo, and we're ending it at almost 4k. Okay, just a few EX move changes. The pillar from 22B CS no longer just goes away when you CS. It persists, and yes, you can 6B them there, but you're fully punishable. And while you do get a reward on hit, in my mind, this is still just really not worth it. This at least is something that I don't expect to be using much. Now, 2 and 4C CS, this is huge. It's only on block, but this is big. So what this means in effect is if you are trying to whiff punish a character using 214C, even if you miss your whiff punish, 214C has your back. And you can actually low-key kind of OS with it. Now, this is not some infallible neutral skip, reason being it's only on hit or block. So if they try and skip neutral with us, you can just VO, and now they have lost 100 meter and CS. So this is really not worth just YOLOing, but it certainly does make the read that you want to make a lot more safe if you have CS to back it up. So here are a few examples of the changes in action. So here is using an anti-dive kick move against Nanase and just getting a casual 3.8. And then there's so much frame advantage afterwards, I can fully dash in and beta VO. So let's say you've got a Carmine player who likes 5B on defense, you can rebeat and full combo trade using 236A. By the way, this damage is a lot less than he would get off of regular 236A starter, which is about this but meterless. Now let's say they disrespect your safe jump afterwards. You are just deleting characters in this patch off of your punishes. And while that is every character, you really notice it with Ogre. You especially notice it on his 66X mix-ups during bomb detonation, because these are now a whole lot more rewarding and you aren't penalized for autopiloting into 236B, which is only -2 anymore. You notice a tangible difference with him, both in risk reward and just quality of life. Hello again. Several days later, post-editing Foxup, I actually wanted to do a different outro to this because my original outro really emphasized that because there was no significant change to force function, in those matchups where you are in the back foot in neutral, especially against projectile-heavy zoning, you're still not going to just do any kind of magic button that gets you out of that situation. You're just going to have to dash block through it, and your dash block feels a lot better for it. But that still felt a little bit too much like downplay because taken all together, this is a really powerful character. He has everything he needs on defense and offense. And navigating neutral probably should be difficult for this character because his win condition is one of the best in the game. I think outside of Carmine Bomb, Ogre Bomb may be really the most ridiculous set play device in the game. There's so much stickiness to it. And the situation that it puts you in is really, really difficult. So yeah, I think Ogre is more than competitively viable. I think he's great. It's hard to say, it's pretty early in the patch to say where the power level of all the characters will shake out, but my opinion of Ogre right now is pretty high. I think this is a really good character. So, all you need is a 5A, a command grab, a dream, and maybe a dash block macro. Good luck, have fun.